Hey guys, I'm Hutch, I play video games, let's do this.
Hey, what is going on? Hello. Hi there. My name is Hutch, and I make Call of Duty videos, and I put them on the internet, and today I'm staring at a computer screen, and then my beautiful compatriot Jack, the love of my life, the cat that I own, is sitting about 5 feet in front of me. He just, I think he really likes company. Like, he rarely goes off on his own. And if he does, it's to burrow underneath like 5 blankets and chill there for 12 hours until he emerges like Simba from The Lion King. But for all you cat owners out there, I just think it's hilarious that when you own a dog, they just bend to your will. They just bend to your every demand. And when you own a cat, they just call the shots and you can't really do shit about it. Which is why you gotta respect cats in the long run. I don't know. But anyways, today I got a free-for-all on Dome. And this is not a postable YouTube worthy match. I was thinking about that today, about what that word even means in this crowd. And well, you know, first I want to say the reason why I posted this match. I posted a video today on my personal channel. You'll see at the end of this match I do some 360 spins as the final kill cam just for fun. And a lot of people called me out because I was a dude who's very verbal against trick shotters saturating certain playlists like Ground War and Domination and Modern Warfare 2 S&D. And I wanted to show everybody the full match so they saw kind of the context. I was definitely celebrating towards the end because I had a comfortable lead, and honestly, free for all is a game type that I go into and I just have fun. I don't treat it very competitively most of the time. Like if I feel like I'm doing well, then I'll go try hard, but free for all is just a great game type for me to get acquainted with this game, and so I don't really place a whole lot of stock in my stats in general right now. I just don't. If I want to do a little spin at the end of a match for a kill cam, when I'm the only person who's involved in this equation, I'm not ruining it for any teammates or anything like that, then yeah, I mean I think that's fine. I think that there needs to be context, and on YouTube context is just totally lost, so that's a hopeless endeavor anyways. And so yeah, you know, I wanted to clarify on that and just say that, you know, honestly for Modern Warfare 3 I've lightened up in general just because I want to have fun with this game. I don't tryharding is fine, and sometimes I'll do that for fun too, but I really I just want to go back to how I played COD 4, which was I just ran in there and tried to murder as many people as possible in a cool fashion, or in a way that I thought looked cool or something like that. And this match also I wanted to say that I switched to an 8 sensitivity for this match, and I mean I was playing on 3 all throughout Black Ops, and so I wanted to embrace my inner twitch because goddamn, Modern Warfare 3 just brings it out of me. It just makes me want to go. It makes me want to go beast mode, and I feel like I can't do that on 3 sensitivity. 3 sensitivity is awesome for like posting up on a head glitch and just kind of making sure that nobody gets past a certain choke point. But 3 sensitivity is not awesome if you want to play as aggressive as I like to play. And this is like standard gameplay for me. I never, you know, I was watching Sandy Ravage's videos tonight, and that dude just makes you feel fucking terrible when you watch his gameplay, but I've just never been like that. I don't really worry too much about my respawns, and well, I should say my kill death ratio, because we have respawns. I just always like to finish matches really quickly, and so I play real aggressive, and it's at the expense of my kill death. If I want to play real patient and more tactical, then I could do that. I mean, I could slow it down and probably adjust to that just fine. But this is how I have fun with the game. And how do you guys have fun with this game? And I wanted to ask you guys your opinion on the whole concept of YouTube standards, anyways. So this match is like 30-9. Obviously, I mean, I told you guys before that I wanted to post it to give context to my celebration at the end of it, just so everybody sees. Like, I was definitely celebrating because I had a comfortable lead, and if I'm not hurting anyone, then I don't really see the problem if I want to do that. And I don't think it's the same as what happened with trick shotters in previous CODs. I feel like that got to a point where it really did hamper gameplay. But like I said a minute ago, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling sort of laxed on that issue anyways these days. It's like, if you want to spin, like, go for it. I mean, like, what they did with the strike package was really good, because I'm seeing a lot of people using a lot of. I mean, even though sniping is easier than it's ever been, and there's the first spin. Even though sniping's easier than it's ever been in any Call of Duty ever, that doesn't mean that it's easy. It's still difficult when you stack it up to guns like this one, which drops people just instantly. Wow, I feel like I totally lost my train of thought there. This is a glimpse into how my mind works. I'm almost positive I have some kind of diagnosable ADD, but there you go. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
What's going on, guys? My name is Hutch, and I make Call of Duty videos, put them on the internet. Today I have a free-for-all, and I'm playing on Arkaden, and I'm using the MP7 with rapid fire and the silencer, I believe. Could be wrong on that one. Either that or it's kick and just a silencer. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm using the concussion nades and then bouncing Betty. My sidearm is an RPG because, you know, honestly, I'm just real bad with semi-auto guns. My aim is just not good right now. And it's just easier for me to pull out a fucking RPG and shoot it at the ground as a last hurrah, because there's just way more chance of success doing that than trying to hit someone with 2 bullets from a Magnum or a Kimbo Deagles or something like that. It's pointless. So, and I'm playing more free-for-all lately, and that's sort of been the only game type that I've found myself really enjoying, because it's one of the only ones where I feel like I have some degree of control. Now, the spawns are still sort of erratic in free-for-all, and they can do some crazy stuff. Like I posted a video on my channel a couple days ago of a guy who in the kill cam was killed by me and then spawned in right after I had spawned in right behind me on mission, Village, which is one of the bigger maps in the game. There's no reason why that guy should have literally spawned right behind me and gotten an easy kill. So stuff like that happens in free-for-all, and I asked 402 on Twitter if they had any plans of tweaking the spawns, and he responded pretty quickly saying that, yeah, there have been plenty of talks about adjusting the spawns in this game, as well as hot fixes that are being implemented daily. And I don't know anything about what they're doing with regards to hit detection, because right now it is not very good. And I should clarify, when I say hit detection, I mean more the lag compensation is what I'm hearing people refer to it as. I don't really know too much about what it actually is and how you code something like that, but essentially it just doesn't feel as butter smooth as other Call of Duty titles have felt. Black Ops struggled a little bit with hit detection and things like a 4-bar being absolutely dominant to a 3-bar, whereas in games like maybe World at War and COD 4 that wasn't so much the case. But in this game, if you're a 3-bar, it really does feel like a 2-bar from COD 4. It's hard to manage. It's particularly hard to snipe. There's frame rate issues. Sometimes it'll kind of freeze up for a second and then resume a second later. It's just, I don't know what's going on. I can only imagine that there is a lot of volume going on in this game, and that there are millions of players, and maybe it's just Xbox Live in general is just getting hit so hard from this holiday season. But there's something going on that I hope gets remedied. But as for now, that was my very long-winded story of saying that they have plans to adjust the spawns in this game, so it's not as, I don't know, batshit crazy as it is currently. But free-for-all has just been my go-to game type. It's really relaxing. Lately, today for example, it was a Sunday. I didn't have anything to do. I didn't even take a shower, brush my teeth until 4 in the afternoon, and I did not care. I did laundry, made myself some delicious egg breakfast, had some Pop-Tarts, some eggnog. It was glorious. It's like raining in Burbank, so it was a perfect day for that. And I played a bunch of... actually, today I played a lot of Ground War. For some reason, I was into that. But just the same, when free-for-all, I like to just put on music and stream it to the headset at the same time. So while I'm playing free-for-all, I'll be listening to Pendulum or Kid Cudi or Florence and the Machine or something like that, and just kind of... Radical Face has been another band where I've been really enjoying listening to that album when I was playing Call of Duty. But it's just kind of really mellow. The only thing is that you can't really go Rambo in this game. It's I don't know. Like you can, but I feel like the entire team has to be really bad to pull something like that off. Really, kind of the only strategy or key to success has been, for me, has proven to be sort of what already existed before, but in a stricter sense. It's like you have to hold down like a particular area and just call that your quadrant, and anybody that comes in your quadrant dies. That's how I've found playing free for all is. That's what I found to be the best way to play free for all. But yeah, and Arkaden's just a really fun map. Of all the maps, it is kind of hectic, and if there was another thing that I could change about Call of Duty right now, or Modern Warfare 3 right now, is that the character models blend into the environment a little bit better than they used to. So I'm finding myself using marksmen a lot more, just so I can see their names above their head and just make it easier. But in Arkaden, I feel like it kind of suffers from that more than most maps. Like, the tint of his outfit is exactly like what's on the wall, and I mean, it's not like too much of a pain in the ass, but I don't know, I'm picky like that. I would much rather everyone just be like big blue or red characters. Yeah, Arkaden's a great map for free for all. This was a 30-2. I was playing on a high sensitivity again. I mentioned that in the last video, but I think I was playing on 8 sensitivity for this, which was pretty challenging and fun for me. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
What's going on, guys? My name is Hutch. I make Call of Duty videos, and I put them on the internet. And that's what I've been doing for the last few years. I've been doing a lot of other stuff, too. That became my catchphrase really early on because I said it in one video, and then it just sounded right, and so I said it in another video. And so I just started saying that, you know, and I do make Call of Duty videos, and I put them on the internet, but I do a bunch of other stuff, too. But for the sake of relevancy, today, that's what I'm doing. I'm playing a free-for-all on Resistance using the MSR Sniper. And just right off the bat, as far as the argument about between the L1, whatever the hell it is, and this gun, I don't really know if there's a big difference. It's all bolt actions that kill people in one shot to me. I don't notice any rate of fire differences or any damage differences or anything like that. If I point at someone and I shoot them and I kill them, that's kind of the only determining factor. Like, why, I don't know why I would pay any attention to anything else. Which sort of brings up another interesting conversation, or an interesting topic rather, because this is kind of a one-way conversation. But and that's like, how do you as a player, how do I as a player, how does one as a player decide what the best guns are? Are they going by what everyone tells them? Are they going by the in-game stats? Are they going by, I don't know, are they going by a Reddit post or something? Like, for me, like, the way that I've always played Call of Duty is, like, I'll pick it up, I'll start playing, and then, basically, like, I'll use a gun, and then the first time I use it, and it feels good, I'm like, yep, that feels about right. Like, in Call of Duty, I can pretty much anticipate that in every class, and I'm talking about LMG, Shotty, Sniper, every individual class is going to be, like, 2 or 3 guns. You know, usually in the assault class you have 2 or 3 guns that are totally fine and basically interchangeable. Usually in the submachine guns you have 2. And some Call of Duty games, the snipers are all sort of the same, kind of like World at War. All the snipers were exactly the same. In COD 4, all of them the 50 cal, the R700, and the M40 all one-shotted to the chest or higher, and the Dragunov and the M21 one-shotted from the neck or higher, so it was a little bit more distinguishable then. But I mean, you always had like none of these guns really. I never really felt like I had an edge using a gun like the MSR. In fact, even though the Barrett 50 cal suffers a little bit, and the AS50 I think is what it's called, even though they suffer a little bit they suffer a little bit in terms of mobility because they give them like light machine gun speed when they use those guns now. I kind of support that, actually. It distinguishes the guns a little bit more. The trade-off with the bolt action is that you have to take the time to actually pump another round in the chamber, and I don't even know if that's the right terminology. But the way they balance it in this game is you run a little bit faster. In the semi-auto, Like the Barrett, you can just spam that thing at close range, but you run a lot slower. And for all intents and purposes, the Barrett's probably the best gun in the game. I don't know why you couldn't, well, not the best gun, but the best sniper in the game. I don't know how you can argue against that, that the starting class has like a 10 round clip, and you can spray the thing fully auto if push ever comes to shove when someone's up close. Like, yeah, you run a little bit slower, but I mean, in terms of just sheer practicality, I mean, I don't know how you can make an argument for the MSR over the 50 cal, but that's not why I use bolt action rifles. Bolt action rifles for me are just fun. I don't know why. There's just something there's more satisfying for me to the payoff from hitting someone with a bolt action than there is with a semi-auto gun. I mean, I don't think that you're newbie if you use a semi-auto gun, but anyways, that was my real long-winded rant on that. And, this is kind of like the first like real. I don't know how I missed that guy. The barrel of my gun was literally in that guy's dick hole. I don't know. I just don't know about that one. Just don't know, Infinity Ward. Just don't know. So this is like the first full-fledged sniper gameplay you guys have seen from me so far, and the truth is I'm actually really struggling with sniping in this game. It's funny because like it seems like the general consensus is that sniping was made easy in this game, and I just do not agree with that at all. Like, even though these shots right here, they look easy, I don't think that they're easy shots. I don't think it's easy to hit someone purely based off your reflexes on a high sensitivity on the first shot and being quick about it. There's like no amount of aim assist in this game can compensate for the fact that still takes some practice, some repetition to get used to a mechanic like that. If as you guys can see by watching the gameplay thus far, I do not quickscope all the time. If a guy is mid-range or closer, then I will quickscope, and if a guy is long-range, then I hold my breath. And like even right there, that guy was mid-range, and like I knew as I was pulling up my scope that it wasn't going to be exactly on the mark when it was all the way up, and I was ready to kind of drag it a little bit. Unfortunately, I did get that hip marker, but you know, hey, this is COD. And the gameplay, the score is not. I mean, I think the score is good. It's like a 3-to-1 KD. It's like 30 and 10 or 30 and 11, something like that. But I don't pick games based on kill death ratios. Number one, because then I just don't think I would be posting very many gameplays, because I try to play exciting. I try to play. I don't know. I pick games that were rewarding for me or interesting for me for some reason, or they might have a series of some nice shots, or might display some good accuracy from time to time. But I'm not gonna wait until I get a 30 and 1 in a free for all before I post it. That said, I'm not gonna shy away from posting those sort of games, but they do not happen every time. Like I got asked a few times today. I did an AMA on a Reddit post today, and there was like 1,300 comments. It was actually pretty awesome. I answered, I don't know, hundreds of them, and a lot of the questions were super personal, and I wasn't used to them. But I'm pretty transparent, and that was pretty fun. But one of the questions that a lot of people were asking me is, well, holy crap! Now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, now. What people were asking me was, do you have good games every time you play, or do you ever have sessions where you're frustrated and it's just not working out for you? And my answer is yes, all the time. I have many sessions like that in Modern Warfare 3, particularly with sniping, because even though technically they made the mechanic itself, sniping, a little easier by bringing back Sleight of Hand Pro. Not Sleight of Hand, I guess it would be Quick Draw Pro now, or just Quick Draw, affecting the fast ADSs of the snipers, so allowing you to do things like Quickscope. And they added the stability proficiency, and just proficiencies in general, just by nature, make guns easier to use. Snipers are no exception there, but the maps in this game and the spawns are not conducive to sniping at all. So even with those easy mechanics, you still have to be very, very mindful of every corner that you run around as I sprint around a corner. See, like, I know these like basic principles of Call of Duty, and I just sort of choose to ignore them for the most part, because I don't know, because I'm just impatient. I'd rather sprint around a corner than take my time. I don't know what was going on here. Unfortunately, he turned into a juggy right as I shot him, so I just got the fuck out of there. But yeah, I do think that they nailed sniping in general for this game. I don't think it's too easy. I think it's perfect. I think anybody who has any qualms about how the sniping is in this game, I think like you would do well to look at games like Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 5 and Call of Duty 6. Like, all these games have had quickscoping. Like, and most noticeably in Call of Duty 2, the fast aim down sights was just default on all those bolt action rifles. Back then it wasn't really balanced all that much at all, because, well, it just wasn't. Sniping just dominated that game. Once COD started venturing into Modern Warfare, and then World at War adapted a little bit and used that engine and used that mechanic, but they actually started making guns and different mechanics like kill streaks that combated that one shot. So now, like for example, Type 95 with rapid fire, you can drop someone just as fast with that gun as you can with a sniper. And so now that the guns can actually keep up with the sniper and the maps are so congested and the spawns are so crazy, it's really, really hard to use a sniper in open scenarios like this. You get one shot most of the time. If you miss that one shot, you probably won't get another one. Sort of like, I feel like Eminem right now. You only get one shot to use that opportunity. Never let that opportunity fall, or something like that. Something inspirational. But really, like seriously, if you miss that first shot, you're probably not going to get the second one. And that's the trade-off for having a one-shot rifle. Like, yeah, it might be annoying in the kill cam when we kill you and it looks like this crazy quick scope that doesn't even hit you, but that's because kill cams are laggy and they always have been. I think sniping's fine. I want to know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Hutch, and I gotta sit up because I sound. Every time I do these, I have a tendency to like lay down and kind of have my neck sticking up, and so I sound. I don't know. I sound like an idiot when I do that. I sound like I'm stumbling on my words. In any case, I'm actually sick right now. This is what Southern California has done to me. It's turned me into a gigantic pussy when it comes to anything that even resembles cold. Like, I'm from the Bay Area and it doesn't get like cold. I've also been to Chicago in the middle of February and that was cold like I've never experienced before in my life. That was just it was so cold that it was almost like not even cold anymore. You just kind of numb, like, it was intense. And the Bay Area never got like that, but it gets cold in San Francisco sometimes, and it gets rainy and wet and all that stuff. And in Los Angeles, it's just constantly 80 degrees or 70 degrees. It just never gets cold. And we just recently started experiencing cold weather. And when I say cold weather, I mean like 50s, 60s. And that's enough for all of us that have been living here for long enough to feel like we're in the middle of a fucking iceberg infested, you know, ocean waters. It just, like, so anyways, my body hasn't been used to the cold at all, and now I have like this little little cough going on, and I'm real nasally and stuff, but I don't know how I got on that. It's Monday, and so what happened was I was feeling kind of shitty. I went into work and we shot the episode of Respawn that we needed to, and handled everything that I needed to on the day-to-day, and then here I am from home capping. And so today we have a match of free-for-all on Seatown, and did I already show you guys a free-for-all on Seatown? I'm not sure. I try to add a little bit of variety, but I'm just having way too much fun with this gun. But I'll get to that in a minute. So I'm playing on Seatown. I'm playing the free-for-all. I'm using the MP7 once again, and I think I'm using extended mags and silencer. Rapid fire is good on this gun, but you kind of don't really need it because the rate of fire is just so incredibly high anyways, that I feel like extended mags, especially in a free-for-all, because you never know how many people are going to rush you at the same time. I think extended mags are just a little bit better for me. If you disagree, then or if you have your own favorable setup for this, leave a comment, let me know. I read these comments, even if I don't respond to a lot of them. Here's a fucking fail if you've ever seen one. Like, I got so discouraged that finally I just started spamming the A button because I was pissed off. And And for whatever reason in this Call of Duty, I find myself running into my teammates more and not being able to get to ledges more. I don't know if they did something with the character models, but it just feels a little different. So yeah, it's a free-for-all on Seatown. I'm using the MP7, like I said. And my starting perks are, by the way, what you're seeing on screen is real-time capture. So I started chasing that guy right when I started lagging in the middle of an 11 kill streak, and it would have been nice to get a MOAB or something like that. I feel like it would have been possible, but I totally got screwed because of a little lag spike there. So in any case, the perk setup that I'm using for the specialist class, because the specialist class in free-for-all is basically I exclusively run it. I find it to be more rewarding and fun than getting a third or half of my kills with a kill streak or something like that. And I'm not even bagging on people that like kill streaks. Those are really fun too. For me, I have more fun with the specialist class. I don't think it's cheap or unfair if you want to use kill streaks instead. But my starting perks are Sleight of Hand, Quick Draw, and Dead Silence. And I think you can choose Hardline, but for free-for-all, you don't really get... Oh, this is also what I do to entertain myself when I'm bored in a match. In free-for-all, you don't really get the full benefit of Hardline Pro, because Hardline Pro means that assists count towards your kill streak, and you don't get any assists in free-for-all because it's fucking free-for-all. So I just stick to Quick Draw because that fast ADS is really hard to beat, and being able to chuck stuns and frags as fast as you can with this perk is also a really nice benefit. I mean, the perk's pretty self-explanatory, and it's all just a matter of preference, and that's what I prefer to start off with. Sleight of Hand, the fast reloading in free-for-all is probably better than any other perk. I think Sleight of Hand is the best in free-for-all. That's where it really shines. And then Dead Silence it's not even so much so that people don't hear my footsteps, it's so I don't hear my footsteps. I play with a headset, and the footsteps are really loud in this game, and when I don't have Dead Silence on, I'm constantly thinking that there's someone right next to me or behind me, because I just recently switched to Astros. I was using Tritons for a really long time, and I'm not quite used to how it all sounds yet, so I'm having a difficult time identifying like where exactly someone is based on the sound that I'm hearing. So I don't know. So that's sort of, I feel like you can never go wrong with that setup. Sleight of Hand, Quick Draw, and Dead Silence. And then for my next perk that I picked, it was Sit Rep, because at the time I was kind of hoping for a MOAB. You see that I'm not camping or anything like that, but I mean I'm definitely trying. I mean that would be nice. I've never hit one yet. But I play this game real aggressive, so I don't know if I particularly expect to hit one ever. The second tier that I'm using is Assassin, and you could make arguments for having that be the first tier, but honestly, I don't think that it's really all that valuable in your first tier, because like when the game first starts off, like it's gonna take a minute before a UAV is in the air anyways, and only one person or two people at the most usually have a UAV in the air at any given time in free-for-all, and I just don't think that it's really all that great. But it still is valuable not having your name show up in red above your character. And so I like it for that, and it just kind of makes me feel comfortable. Makes me feel like a fucking assassin, go figure. The third perk that I'm using is Stalker for Specialist. So once I get 6 kills, I unlock Stalker. I've gone on record before in saying this, but I think Stalker is the best new perk that they've added to this Call of Duty, and I think it's the best perk that they've added to any Call of Duty for a little while now. It's just... it changes the game quite a bit, and just the fact that you can strafe in the middle of a gunfight now is pretty pretty epic. We never really had that before, and oh god, that shot right there shows off the potential of this gun. I mean, I dropped a guy pretty fast with a submachine gun from about a submachine gun from about 75 feet out. This gun's rate of fire and recoil pattern is really hard to argue against. But yeah, and then like once I actually hit the Specialist where I unlock all the perks, you'll see me play a little bit more aggressive, but I don't really go to beast mode. What's ended up happening before when I run the Specialist class is that as soon as I get it, I inevitably get really excited and think that I'm Rambo, and then I run around a corner and get shot. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me, where I unlock the Specialist class after trying for, you know, something like 5 minutes or something like that, like a long time, and then I just immediately die because I played too aggressive. So I think if there's one thing I can say about playing Specialist in a free-for-all, it's like, don't let that distract you too much. Still play your game, And be aware that if you weren't running Stalker before, that really changes how you're going to strafe. And I think you need to be mindful of that too. But Specialist class is just dirty. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Hutch, and I'm here once again with Mr. Scott Fisher, or APL Fisher. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, man? Good to be back on Quality Time. It's been a little while.
Yeah, you were the first person that I did it used to be called Camp Hutch, and
It did.
Yeah, we've done a couple videos together, and I like doing videos with you because you're old. You're not 16 or anything like that, and you know.
I am not anymore. No, I'm an old man. Go to bed early. You know, all that stuff.
Do you want to do me a favor, and in case someone's watching this right now and they criminally don't know who you are, what you do, and what your history is with gaming, do you want to give me like a brief little synopsis here?
Sure. I mean, started out mainly PC gaming. Got into console kind of when we did that Camp Hutch. That was when I was first getting into it. Did a stint on that, and then since then I've kind of gone back to the PC. My background is in shooters. Played a lot of Counter-Strike, Source competitively. And yeah, this is like my, Counter-Strike is my game and the, my favorite go-to. So it's an exciting time, man. CSGO, it's crazy. Can't believe it's in the beta.
Okay, so let's just jump right into this conversation about Counter-Strike here, because it's an interesting topic to cover. Because like when I first heard that they were, I don't know what you call it, reskinning, reimagining Counter-Strike.
Right. Yeah.
My initial response internally was, really? Like, do you guys, like... It's funny because you and me have talked before about wanting a Counter-Strike 2.
Right.
And this is the closest that we've gotten to that, but...
yeah.
What was your thoughts when you heard that the game was announced, and what are your thoughts on the game now? Or do they differ at all?
Definitely. When I first heard, I was just initially excited because there had been so much... darkness over at Valve in the sense of, there was no news about if there would be a new Counter-Strike or whatever. So when we heard that, it was exciting. We didn't know what it would be, if it would be like a full Counter-Strike 2. And this really isn't Counter-Strike 2. This is a reimagining, kind of a hybrid in some ways of 1.6 and Source. Obviously, it's based on the new Source engine. So there was some skepticism, but now that I've played it for about 18 hours into the beta, just playing Dust, which is the only map that's available right now, I'm extremely excited. They've done a fantastic job of keeping the Counter-Strike gameplay that we love and adding some new things into it, but just keeping that feel, and that's what people love about the game, and that's totally here. I mean, this is Counter-Strike through and through.
Yeah.
So that's what's exciting to me.
I had the opportunity to play the console build of this game at PAX Prime, or PAX West, as some people call it, but my experience with that wasn't necessarily awesome, but I did... purely on console, I can only speak for console, but at the very least, what I was thinking is, wow, they really did. This is Counter-Strike. Like, there's no sprint, and you run faster when you pull out your knife, and all the same mechanics are there. And I was really happy to see that. And on console, they have full button mapping, which is awesome.
That is cool.
You never see that in console games. I'm not going to make any kind of definitive judgment based on playing a game at PAX for 5 minutes, but so we'll have to see on that front. But do you have any thoughts on just the idea of Counter-Strike being on... This isn't the first time. Counter-Strike was on the original Xbox and was not good at all.
Exactly.
Did you play the console build yet, or is this?
I know I haven't. I played the original Counter-Strike when it came out for Xbox before. I never owned it, but I had a friend that played it. My opinion in Counter-Strike on console is just that. It's just really not a like they tried to do the same thing with Team Fortress 2 on console when the Orange Box came out.
Yeah.
And it's just a mess. Not to offend people that maybe play it, but it's pretty much a ghost town now. Just because of the game, it's so hard to translate the controls and how quick and fast you need to be without the auto aim function, because I don't think there is any auto aim on the build you play probably either.
For Counter-Strike?
For Go.
I'm not sure. I remember having a lot of difficulty aiming. That's for sure. But
exactly. So either way, I don't. you know, that's just, to me, I would, I mean, if possible, I would say, I mean, Counter-Strike is a PC game, and this, you know, meant to be played, I think, on the PC. So, I mean, some people don't have the option and they don't have a PC to be able to run it. So, I understand the console side, but I think you're going to have a tough time, definitely, with the whole control side and everything, just because of, you know, Counter-Strike being a PC shooter. So,
well,
I don't know.
I don't think it's necessarily new to say that certain games excel on PC
Right.
and sort of falter on console. I think it is safe to say that it's almost more productive if you're trying to come up with some sort of a judgment on the game to view a console build and a PC build as entirely separate. And
Yeah.
that's for a lot of games. Maybe not for a game like, I don't know, maybe Skyrim or BioShock. I don't know how different your experience is going to be. But for something like a first-person shooter, particularly like a twitchy first-person shooter,
Right.
I feel like you have to approach it and almost treat it like a completely separate property because it just plays so different.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question. I mean, and then there's the ability for PS3 players to be able to play PC players. At some point, there's going to be mouse and keyboard support actually for the PS3, so that'll be interesting. But you'll definitely have some people coming into some PC servers with the controllers. That's going to be an interesting thing to see.
Well, we only have about 30 more seconds here. Do you wanna talk about, like, real quickly, how do the guns feel? How does
Yeah,
the mechanics
sure.
feel? Does it feel like Counter-Strike, or does it feel like you have to get used to it again?
No, definitely does. There definitely needs to be some tweaking on the rifles. The rifles feel the recoil is insane and basically vertical straight up. So that takes a little bit of getting used to. Opping feels just like a Source. The Deagle fire rate seems to be a little slower and it's a lot less accurate. So definitely, but through and through, like I said, it feels like Counter-Strike, and there's going to be a lot more tweaking. Obviously, this is just the beta, but so far, I love what I see. It's been great so far.
Awesome. So you would stamp your seal of approval on it so far, eh?
Definitely, so far, just in the beta, it's been really impressive. Yep.
All right, Scott. Thanks again for your time. I love you, and I love you. I don't know what else to say, man. I love you.
I think we ended one of the other ones like this. I love you too.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Quality Time with Hutch, and apparently we're just gonna jump right into it here. God damn, man. I'm talking to Dtreats today. We're watching his gameplay. He's playing a free for all on Dome, and you just killed 5 people in like.
That was a
retarded
pretty
good with
good
that
start.
sniper.
That was a pretty good start. I was pretty happy with that, actually. I was playing to get a gameplay for you, and when that happened, I was kind of sealed on using this as the gameplay.
I know how that is, dude. Sometimes I'll play a free for all and I'll hit some like really nice streak early on, and I'm like, I'm posting this. I don't even give a fuck what happens after that.
Yeah.
But let's have a little conversation today, just in general about sniping. You and me have been playing Call of Duty since COD 2, I believe, right? You were a fellow
Yes, sir.
COD 2er, and sniping has changed drastically, and then gone back, and then changed again, and then
It's
gone
been all
back,
over
and
the board, you know. It's been pretty crazy.
it's been all over the place, yeah. And here we are on Modern Warfare 3. So, what were your thoughts on COD 2 sniping, COD 4 sniping, World at War? Kind of talk about your experience with those games.
It kind of got weird at a point because COD 2 was like, that's just where it all began. It was kind of like perfect in a way. You know, the snipers were dominant in the game, but they were still kind of tricky. And then COD 4 took it to a way that everyone had a chance to do it, and it was nice and good. And then this game makes it so easy, in fact, that maybe it's a little too easy. I don't know, what do you think about that?
It's not just this game though. So like it went to Modern Warfare 2, and then like Black Ops. Like what are your thoughts on Black Ops sniping?
Black Ops sniping, at first it was kind of uneasy. You know, after the patch, it definitely got better. I like the fact that it was a challenge, though. You know, not everyone could do it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like that was like I felt that way about COD 4. Like I thought COD 4 sniping was hard enough. Like there were a lot of people running around with snipers, but there weren't a lot of people that were consistently good with a sniper, you know?
Yeah, you couldn't just go in every match and just dominate, because it did take a lot of skill in COD 4 to snipe well. But I mean, in this game, yeah.
It's not like I actually kind of disagree with you. Like the sniping to me is totally fine in this game, and I thought like COD 4 sniping was fine and it had its own challenge, and I don't think it was overpowered. And Modern Warfare 2, like technically the mechanic, and this game Modern Warfare 3, the mechanic got easy. I don't think that the game really lends itself well to sniping in general.
Agreed.
And so the maps and the spawns and the rotations and the choke points and like all of it, the pacing, the kill streaks, all of it really served to make sniping a lot harder than it was in previous games, and so I think that inherently balances it. But that's just my perspective. I'm not nearly as dirty with the sniper as you are, so it's like it's hard for me to say like, oh, this is too easy, because I don't find Modern Warfare 3 sniping easy at all.
That's what I was saying in a way. What they did was, I believe that they the fact that these maps are much smaller and people do die faster, the only way for a sniper to be effective is they had to vamp it up to be zooming in this fast, and like that. Like if it zoomed in at COD 4 speed in this game, the map as small as this, no way.
Yeah, you'd be done. That would be so frustrating. COD 4 even with like there were a lot of maps where it was just so frustrating to use a sniper, and but yeah, I totally agree with you. Like I tried to imagine a game like this without Quick Draw Pro or without a fast ADS. They would just get stomped. Yeah,
couldn't do it. So I think that they did a good job. Just overall, they did a good job of placing it all where it should be.
All right. Well, we only got about 30 more seconds on this gameplay here. So, do you wanna tell these guys how you feel about the game in general, like where you're at with it right now? Like, what are you looking? Are you looking forward to future map packs, or like if you were to tweak the game at all, what would you do? Just anything you want to talk about to wrap this up.
I feel like they did a good overall job on the game. It's definitely balanced well, and I think if they just, a periodic update for anything that might be a little overpowered, like the dual guns or something, that'd be nice. But they did a good job.
Yeah,
so,
I agree with you. Modern Warfare 3 is a solid game. I'm really interested to see where this series goes, because I don't know where it can go. But I'm excited because I'm kind of ready for it to move beyond where it's at right now. But I thought that this was okay. It was okay to have like a Modern Warfare 2.5-ish situation, because I didn't really get all the fun out of that game that I could.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. Thanks for coming on and talking about your gameplay, dude.
Thanks for having me, Hutch. I appreciate it.
Peace.
What are your thoughts on the game now? Do they differ at all?
Definitely. When I first heard, I was just initially excited because there had been so much darkness over at Valve, in the sense of, there was no news about if there would be a new Counter-Strike or whatever. So when we heard that, it was exciting. We didn't know what it would be, if it would be like a full Counter-Strike.
Here's your first look at the trailer for G.I. Joe Retaliation, only on Machinima.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
What's up, guys? This is Hutch.
Hey guys, this is APL Fisher.
And we're going to continue this trend of dual commentaries. You guys are going to be watching some gameplay by me using the MSR, and I'm playing some kill confirmed on Interchange. We absolutely crap on this team, and consequently the only time that I can ever do well to this degree is if I'm playing a team of full-on Riris. So I'll take it, and there's some exciting shots in here. But today we're going to talk about, I asked you guys on Twitter earlier today to pose us some questions, and we decided to field one of them here. It's from Nexus Blitz. That's kind of hard to say. Can you say that?
Nexus Blitz? Is that what it was?
I keep trying to say Nexus Blix. That's
Blix.
What feels natural to me, but it is not the name. It's Nexus Blitz. And he asks how your high school life was. I would be interested in hearing that. Oh man.
There's a lot of loaded stuff just in that one question.
Oh, so many high school stories. But I want you to kick this off, because I really don't know anything about your high school experience.
Nice. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this question when I saw it posed, and I had a kind of interesting high school experience in the fact that I actually went through 3 different methods of going to high school in 4 years. So due to moving, I moved around a lot when I was younger due to my dad's job, and I actually was, so the first 2 years of high school I was actually homeschooled, believe it or not. And there's a certain stereotype that goes along with kids that are homeschooled, and typically they lack, sorry if you're homeschooled, but they lack social skills. I just know because I was one at some point, so I know what that stereotype is, and they're just kind of like, maybe they're really book smart, but a lot of times they're just not very worldly wise.
Well, I think statistically you guys are smarter than us, right? I think statistically, people that are homeschooled.
Typically, they do score higher on a lot of different, like the placement tests and stuff like that. Yeah, homeschoolers seem to do pretty well in that regard.
Well, it makes sense because I mean, if you're homeschooled, you're not distracted by boobs and
yeah, exactly.
Boobs and
more
boobs. That's the only thing
issue,
you're really thinking about in high school.
Yeah, exactly. So you do kind of just focus right on the work stuff. So I did that for 2 years for freshman and sophomore year of high school, and in the States, obviously that's what we have. And then junior year, I moved to Connecticut so that my parents could be near. All my family members live in Connecticut, like my grandparents and stuff like that. And I started my. I'm sorry. I guess actually, I started my junior year. With knowing absolutely no one, man, just walking into a high school where I knew nobody. And I don't know, like you watch those movies, like when the new kid. I don't know if you've ever been the new kid, but it was probably the most daunting thing I've ever done. It's sad to say, like I've been through a lot of different experiences, but walking into the cafeteria the first day for lunch and not knowing a single person is like the most horrifying experience. It just still sticks in my mind, man. I just
that
sat
sounds
alone.
horrifying to me, and I'm 28. That really does, man. I mean, well, that explains, even if you're homeschooled, that doesn't prevent you from having social skills, because in that kind of situation, you have, like, it's adapt or die. It's either develop social skills or not. Like, I went to a high school with 400 people in it. I went to a grade school with the same 40 people in the class for 8 years. So we all knew each other really well. And, I mean, I don't have the best social skills, so I don't know if that really is indicative of too much.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. And what I actually ended up having to do, and I'm sorry, this was not my junior year. This would have been my sophomore year. So I guess I was technically homeschooled through middle school till freshman year. So this was actually my sophomore year, was at that public high school in Connecticut. And so I had to, like, the third day I was like, enough of this, man. I don't know anyone. I realized this. I'm just gonna sit down with some people that I have no idea who they are and start up a conversation and be like, yo, can I sit with you? I don't want to sit by myself. So that's what I did, man. It was
what was the topic of conversation?
I think they were all talking about like how horrible some teacher was, and I think I was able to relate because I think I had that same teacher. Maybe I recognized him from one of my classes. I think that's what it was. And it ended up, after I started up a conversation, they were real cool. They were like, yeah, sit down. They're like, whatever. And it was kind of awkward, you know. I didn't really know anyone, but I tried to start off, just like introduce myself. I was like, hey, I'm Scott, and I don't like eating lunch alone, and that kind of broke the ice and everything. And then actually I ended up becoming really good friends with that group, and it's just like amazing, like once you actually reach out and try to do that. It doesn't always work, but it worked for me. And so that was like sophomore year. And then junior year, we moved again. We moved back to the Philadelphia area, and I went to a private school that was actually a lot smaller, kind of like what you were saying. I only had 100 kids in my graduating class actually at the school I went to. For those 2 years, and that was a lot different too, but a little more easier of an experience. So I kind of got the full gambit of like the 3 different, I guess, tiers you could go to. I can go to boarding school, but that's another one.
I went to Catholic school from 2nd through 12th grade. It was St. Vincent's in Petaluma, and so I already mentioned that from 2nd to 8th grade we all knew each other. I mean. Here's a nice little clip of me killing five people pretty quickly, but
nice.
So we all knew each other, but like by the time I had gotten into 8th grade, I had been trying so hard to like I was not a popular kid. Like, why am I not picking up my dog tags? I apologize in the gameplay. I think what happened was I just got distracted from the fact that I killed a few people, and I just completely... There's like 4 dog tags right next to me, Scott, and I'm not even like trying to go for them. But
you just had a really nice clip, man. You got to let that sink in, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, we still stop them, so it's like I can't really beat myself up too much. But I was picked on pretty much all throughout grade school. But then by about 7th or 8th grade, I had figured out if I can make people laugh, then that's really all you need. Like, if you can make people laugh naturally, you're in, no matter what. Like
you're almost in with almost like every group kind of too. Yeah, because you're like the funny guy. So.
Right, exactly. And so by the time 8th grade came around, I was real proud of myself. I was like, damn, you know, like pretty much everybody likes me. And I mean, I wasn't really like getting a lot of girls or anything like that, but nobody was really picking on me or anything. And then by the time high school came around, it was like, I was horrified. My first day, it's like, who the fuck are all these strange people? Like, I got angry. I'm like, fuck, I got to learn how to make all these people laugh now? And like,
redo the whole thing.
It was like a restart, yeah. And so for the first 2 years, I was not very popular. And like, I don't want to make it seem like I didn't have any friends, because I definitely had friends. And there was a group of about 7 or 8 of us that, you know, like we all drank for the first time together, and, you know, smoked plants for the first time together and things like that. And
but there wasn't a whole lot of mass appeal. And then by the time, so I mean, I just did my thing. I did what I always did, and I just focused on trying to make people laugh. And so by the time junior year came around, it was like all of a sudden I was being invited to all these parties with everybody else, and
Nice.
And then senior year came around, and like we all just got along. It was a really great senior class. Like that was such a happy year. Like nobody talked shit about anybody. Like all the previous social status, I don't know, caste system just seemingly sort of went away. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
the same thing for me. Just senior year, exactly.
That about wraps up the gameplay right there. And that was my high school experience. There's a lot of other stories, but we'll save that for the next video. If you guys have any questions that you'd like to pose for us, go ahead and hit us up on Twitter. I'll put those links in the description. But Scott, thanks again for coming on.
Sure. Yeah. Enjoyed it.
You're a good man. I always like to end it with that.
You do. You're a good man too, Hutch.
Can you talk about any new guns or equipment and how it changes the game, or does it change it all that much?
Yeah, definitely. So there's two major new equipments. One is the Molotov and one is the decoy grenade. Both are pretty effective. The Molotov is expensive and doesn't.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is yet another episode of Quality Time with Hutch, and I've asked Ryan and Robert, otherwise known as Taffy and Woof or Woofles from Passive Aggression, to hop on and show us a game where they didn't quite take the victory, which I imagine happens quite a bit. But let's introduce you guys. Ryan, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? This is Ryan, aka Taffy, kind of the co-founding member of Passive Aggression.
And Woof, if you want to take it from there.
What's up, guys? I am Woofles. I do most of the editing and music choice, so on and so forth, of Passive Aggression. Yeah.
Okay, and so you guys are blowing up right now. You guys are making awesome videos and doing good, and it's because you guys have an original concept. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with the concept behind your guys' channel, do you want to give them sort of a brief rundown of what you guys try and do?
Yeah, man. It was born out of some Black Ops gameplay. We were running in a group, and we were destroying a team so badly that we weren't really having fun doing it. Like, it felt lopsided. So we were inventing different ways to play it. And I mean, Robert and I had the channel, and we were posting just like everyone else. We were posting commentaries and big score games and stuff like that. And we'd been looking for something else to sort of throw out there. And so we ran like a flamethrower only game and a tomahawk only game and a shotgun only game. And we got into a game on Array and just sort of bounced into, could we win this? Could we win this Dawn game without killing anybody? And we ran it, and sure as hell, at the end of the game, we managed to win. And Robert wasn't even in that game, but we found him like instantly and told him about it. The first thing he had to do was edit it. Like, he was just like, I gotta get this up.
The second I heard "kill this victory," I was like, oh my god, that must have been so much fun. I was so jealous that I missed the first one. Like, we're doing this again, and we're gonna post this because it's awesome. So yeah.
So you guys had been gaming together before this whole YouTube thing happened, or how did you guys meet up and figure out that you had common goals of making videos and editing and all that? Oh, you're laughing. Is there a funny story behind this?
Reed, man, herring hugger. He's
legend.
He's a 40-plus gamer who's just a super chill, mellow guy that we met while we were playing. We met through him on Modern Warfare 2. And he was just kind of our mellow Canadian hub where he'd be like, hey, guys, what's going on? And we'd all just kind of come in, and we played together as a group for well over a year before.
Modern Warfare 2 was mostly like that, the Reed and that whole crew. That was awesome.
We were all real, like, Robert and I were the tryhards of the group, and everyone else just kind of was there to have a good time. And so, we ran with those guys. We ran together and with those guys for well over a year before Robert and I started batting around the idea of a YouTube channel.
What are you doing on this? Are you playing dead so this guy doesn't figure out that you're right? I can't believe this guy's not killing you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to block him in too, but he seems to push me away somehow. If you don't know, hitting YY, they brought it back from Modern Warfare 2. I'm running around him now. It makes you look dead, kind of like you're holding a flashbang or something. And
I remember that in COD 4. Yeah. I don't remember that in Modern Warfare 2 though.
I've been told that it was able to do it in Modern Warfare 2, but if you just tap YY as fast as you can, and yeah, your fingers kill, but you look dead, and it's funny. It's so much fun to do. Yeah, but that's kind of the trick.
That was the trick to doing ninja diffuses in COD 4. I don't know if you guys know. Do you guys know what ninja diffuses are? Were you?
We're toying with the idea of trying to figure out how to integrate that. We got to get into a different game mode at some point.
Ninja diffuses are so fun, and I've seen like some of the funniest videos on YouTube are guys that are getting ninja diffuses in the middle of like an enemy team of like 5 guys surrounding this bomb. And the reason they can pull it off is because of that YY trick. The animation makes it look like you're dead on the ground. So yeah, I know what you're talking about there.
In Black Ops, it was holding a tactical insertion. I think I first heard that from T. Martin, actually. It was a really cool fun fact, and we're like, oh, if you hold a tactical insertion in front, your character looks like he's kind of just laying on the ground with his hands up, and he looks dead.
Certain exploits in Call of Duty are just annoying, and then some of them are kind of charming and fun, like like this one, like the YY, or not even just like YY in this regard, but YY for weapon reload animations and things like that. Like, okay, yeah, I see. I'm looking at Dunkus right now, and he definitely looks dead. I'm assuming he's doing the YY right there.
Yeah. You don't even move at all, and that's kind of the trick.
Yeah. So what is your guys' background in video editing? Because as far as director content on the look at Juice, this guy doesn't know what to do with him. Because you guys, as far as director content that lives on Machinima Respawn and reoccurring shows that are either weekly or bi-weekly, the editing on your guys' videos is, man, if it's not the best, it's one of the best, certainly, if you guys don't mind me paying you that compliment. But
are you blushing, Robert? Are you blushing?
I am. That's awesome.
It's so well paced, and like everything about that editing is just like, I learned editing purely from YouTube, and then like sitting next to Wood, who's a professional editor, and him giving me tips on how to do things within Final Cut as far as the basics of that program and editing in general. But then there's also a pacing to it. There's also a feel to it, and you guys got that down really well. So, Robert, you're the guy that edits these videos?
That's that's me. I'll take basically full credit for it if I'm allowed.
Well, basically full credit.
Well, at the same time though, Taffy Ryan does give me a lot of tips and things. He'll watch it and just go, "This sucks," and I'll be like, "You know what? You're right," and completely revamp the entire video.
Well, I've done a little bit of time as a stand-up comedian, and I've done 10 years of theater, and I have a theater degree. So it's like I'll tell him when the pacing's off or when the comic timing's off or whatever. So I'll watch it, but then I give him absolute like sledgehammer blunt force criticism at the end if it's not right.
And you guys are cool. And you guys are cool with that. So like, you never get pissed off at that sort of criticism, or you welcome that. Like, you sort of thrive and edit better as a result of that.
It's the only reason we can do it is because it works well, and because nobody gets hurt feelings. Like, I think we've maybe in the 9-10 months that we've been working together had 2 halfway decent spats. One of them was even today, and we're already right back at it.
That's awesome, man. Like, anybody who's worked in a creative environment with the same people over and over and over again understand that tensions just inevitably happen. But yeah, no, that's good to hear that you guys work so well together. So, like, what's your background in editing, though? Did you guys learn editing from YouTube, or did you have experience with this prior?
It was kind of like a moment where I was like, I want to get an HD PVR, and I had absolutely zero experience in any type of editing. I loved photography for a very long time, so I kind of had the eye for how to make things look good. But I taught myself how to use After Effects, Final Cut. I started with iMovie, of course, the basics, and kind of just YouTube, Video Copilot, all the great websites that give you free tutorials on just how to do stuff, and endless hours of trying and getting the chemistry right, the music, the personalities, the subtitles and stuff. So it's time, it's effort, and it's putting in, you know.
Yeah, the people who think that it's like, you know, all you got to do is go somewhere and slap some scotch tape on some scenes and stick them together and you've got a video and a successful YouTube channel have no idea how much time we sink into this as kind of a glorified hobby.
Yeah, I back in the day when the YouTube scene first started blowing up, HD PVRs was like, that was like what the cool kids had. It was like the holy grail of cap cards. So I bought my first cap card was a Dazzle, and that came with a piece of equipment called, wow, somebody got a MOAB on you. That sucks.
Every game. Every game.
Every game? Oh, man.
Almost, yeah.
But that piece of hardware came packaged with a program called Pinnacle Studio 12, and it's not a bad editing program or anything like that, but it's no Sony Vegas or Final Cut. And I didn't know anything about editing whatsoever at all. I had zero experience with photo editing, video editing, nothing when I got that thing. And because I was having so much fun creatively, just doing stupid shit like making montages with girly music in the background or something like that, learning how to edit became easy. So if you can find a hobby that you actually enjoy, that you feel really rewarded with by the end of it, then it's not a chore to learn how to do these things. And I did not have a point with that. I'm just kind of freeballing it right now. So can you guys? We're gonna wrap this up pretty quick. There's only about a minute left in this video, but do you guys want to talk about any future plans, any upcoming projects? Basically, you have the floor at this point. What would you like to tell the Respawn crowd?
Really quietly off the, you know, playing it close to the vest, I'm working on, we have some creative content that we used to do back in the day, and I am working on a new creative series right now with the folks at Machinima, trying to track down an animator. But I think it's going to be really good, so keep your eyes peeled. It won't be immediate, but soon enough, I think we'll have something big and new and shiny to show you guys.
And if I can mildly spoil it just for a minute, I'll say that I have heard the concept, and it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to it, and that's it.
So
we're trying to just like branch out. As much as we love passive aggression and winning without kills, it's all about just doing what we enjoy. And that's
the thing is we've kind of always said that if Machinima is like Walmart, they have everything. Like there's just everything there that you could possibly want in the world of gaming videos. We want to be like 7-Eleven, like one little channel that has a little bit of everything. So we're kind of working on not ever pigeonholing ourselves so that we can have an idea and do it and not have people be like, that's not passive aggression. You can't do that. We're like, no, we can. And we're gonna.
It's a tricky thing to pull off. It's like I used to make nothing but Call of Duty quickscoping videos back in the day, and then all of a sudden I don't know, I stopped wanting to play that game as much, and I stopped sniping as much, and people get saucy with it. But people that recognize true talent, I think, will based on what you've told me about your upcoming project, I think it's going to be really fucking well received, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. But thanks for coming on, guys. We got to wrap this up. If you have anything else to say to these guys, speak now, forever hold your peace.
No, man, just thanks for having us.
Kill those victories for the win, guys. PA Army.
All right, thanks for coming on.
Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
So I already mentioned that from 2nd to 8th grade, we all knew each other. I mean, here's a nice little clip of me killing five people pretty quickly, but
Nice.
so we all knew each other, but like by the time I had gotten into 8th grade, I had been trying so hard to like I was not a popular kid.
Hey guys, I'm Hutch. I play video games. Let's do this. Hey guys, this is Hutch, and today I'm making a Call of Duty video, and once again putting it on the internet. And today I got a MOAB. Well, I didn't get the MOAB today, but I got it probably like a week ago. And I've been playing this game pretty heavily over the last probably like few weeks again. I've been living with Dunkus and Jay lately in Burbank, California, which is lovely. It's almost too lovely. Burbank is it's very different from where I was living from before. I was living in like in between Koreatown and Hollywood and Los Angeles, and that's sort of like a, you know, not the best area in the world. And Burbank is just like every middle American's wet dream of a place to live. And so I don't know, it's different. I don't actually mind living in kind of not so awesome neighborhoods, but yeah, that's just me. Anyways, so once again, I'm playing Mercenary in the Mercenary playlist, which I really like these days because it's got TDM, mercenary, freaking mercenary. It's got TDM, kill confirmed, and domination in it, which is awesome to me. The problem that I had with mercenary in COD 4 was that it was only TDM, or was mercenary in Modern Warfare 2? I can't really remember. And I'm not totally opposed to TDM all the time, but for the most part, like, I prefer domination. So just the fact that this game type is in the playlist. Look at me capping flags while I'm on a kill streak. High five, self. But just the fact that this game type pops up in this rotation is just lovely to me. And I'm using the specialist, the strike package, because that's like the only thing that I want to run. In this game, like, I feel like the only two viable options to run are either specialist or support, because the assault streaks just get shot down almost immediately these days. And somebody joked with me, I think it was APL Fisher, joked that I'm to blame for that. I did a video way back in the day where I said, don't be a douchebag, shoot down air support. And, you know, and I meant it at the time. But, like, the fact that it is so easy to take down air support does create sort of an interesting dilemma with regards to how this game plays. Because if you call in a helicopter, just like once it, like, there's no flares, you just shoot it down immediately. Anytime I hear enemy chopper inbound, I just point my stinger in the direction that I see it on the minimap, and then I shoot, and it's completely gone before it even entered the map. So anyways, the specialist package is a lot of fun for me. This is like, it's so gratifying every time I hear that I've unlocked a new perk. And the order that I put it in was assassin, because it's just, I don't know, to me it's just hands down the best perk in the game. And I don't know, I'm gonna get shit for that, but like, really, it's the best perk in the game. I don't know why, like, I don't know why I wouldn't do that. And you're gonna get it anyways if you unlock all the perks, so I don't feel as guilty unlocking it first, because it's like, it's part of the package deal. Like, why wouldn't I do that? The second one I picked was sleight of hand, I think, yeah. Which means that my first perk that I picked, I think my original setup was Marathon, Hardline, and Dead Silence. And then the third perk that I picked was Stalker, because I've said it before, but that's like my favorite new perk in the game. I think it's awesome. When I first heard about it, I was immediately in love with it, and I just think it's great. And I'm using the P90. This gun's awesome. It's like, the MP7 was the gun that I was kind of exclusively running around, running with before, but now it's like, I don't know, like, I like to switch things up, and I'm on like my 5th prestige, and the P90's just always been a solid gun. I love the fact that it has a huge clip. And the submachine guns, it's like, you don't really need to aim down sights when you're within 10 feet of them. Like there, the guy's like 30 feet out, like, why wouldn't I aim down sights? But the hip fire is just easily the submachine gun's biggest strength in this game. Yeah, for a while there, like, I kept on, like, I would make it a point, like, no, like, in principle, I want to aim down sights every time, because people that spray are bad. But it's not really spraying, it's like you're aiming at someone. And so yeah, and as far as like a MOAB goes, man, like, I was really, I don't know if I was trying like too hard to get one, but I felt frustrated because it's been like 2 months, and it's like, man, I feel like I should have had one at this point. But then this just happened. I think it's just like, I have to chalk it up to just luck. Like, I just got lucky that I was playing in the lobby that I was playing in, and the people that I was playing against weren't that awesome, and it just kind of worked out, as I do an epic drop shot to in slow-mo, which was rad, to end the game there. So anyways, that was my MOAB gameplay. Hope everybody's doing good, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.